Alright guys, I'm going to show you how prisoners make shanks using Jolly Ranchers. The first thing they would need for this is an ignition source and some fuel. What they'd use as their ignition source is a lighter, or if they can't get a lighter, they would take a battery. They would take any type of wire from the inside of an electronic device. They'd plug it to the minus and plus of the battery, and then the middle of the wire would heat up, and that would cause a fire. Another thing they would do is open up the battery, get some tin foil, rub it against the inside of the cells, and that would cause heat, which would cause a fire. Okay, and what they'd use as their fuel source, because that's another thing they'll need some fuel. They would use a toilet paper roll, and they would just light that up. Another thing they would need is, of course, Jolly Ranchers. And the Jolly Ranchers they get from their store, which was inside the prison. And how they get money to buy from inside the store is either from family that's outside the prison, family or friends that are outside the prison, or they would work within the prison and they would buy stuff from the store. Okay, and also they need some they'd use some tin foil, which they would use to shape the shank. Okay, so what I'm using for my heat source and my fuel is a lighter and Colin's or Coughlin's camp stove. I did an unboxing video on this if you want to see that. And also I'm going to use a fuel tablet. Also for this shank, for the demonstration of making the shank, I'm going to use 5 Jolly Ranchers and of course some tin foil. Okay, so what you'd have to do, what they would do actually, is first of all open up the Jolly Ranchers. Line them up. Okay. Five would give you the right size. Close it up. Check if the camera's getting lighting. Okay. So after you do this, make sure they're close together, so when you have to melt and shape them, they end up together to one structure. So you close it, press them together. Now all you have to do is close it, fold the ends, fold it exactly where the end of the Jolly Ranchers end, right there, and fold it from that side too, and close it. Now what we'd have to do is we're gonna have to heat this up under the stove, and these things would melt. And then after, what you do is after they start heating up and they start getting softer, you feel that they're starting to get softer, you take them off the stove and start shaping the tip and pressing the structure together. And that's all you'd have to do just until that part. That's all you'll have to do. Basically just shape the front and the body.
इनसे भी बात करेंगे और जो पीट की लीडरशिप है इनसे भी बात करेंगे और ये जानने की कोशिश करेंगे कि इस वक्त जो इमरान खान की फैमिली है वो क्या सोचती है, पार्टी क्या सोचती है। सबसे पहले आप हमें ये बताइए कि जब हमें आपका क्या हम उस वक्त डोर टू डोर कैंपेनिंग कर रहे थे उनके घर के मेहमान को में, तो मेरे जब बेटे का फोन आया और वो जब उसने कहा कि गिर गए हैं, और जब वो रोए उनका हॉस्पिटल ले गए, और फिर उन्होंने कहा कि वहाँ से उनको जिला हॉस्पिटल ले जाएंगे। उसकी उधर ही हमने डॉक्टर फैसल को फोन किया कि ये फौरन पहुँचे। तो हम तो मैं डॉक्टर फैसल और हम सारे तो 10 मिनट के अंदर पहुँच गए थे, क्योंकि उनको स्टिक्स नहीं किया था अभी, वो अभी उसमें फिर हम सीधा शॉप पे खाने पे आए।
तो इमरान खान साहब जब एविडेंस में आ रहे थे तो क्या क्या बात कर रहे थे, तो क्या उस वक्त जज्बात क्या थे, क्या बात कर रहे थे?
उस वक्त बहुत तकलीफ क्या कह रहे थे और मैं क्या वैसे जरूर पढ़ रहे थे, बहुत ज़्यादा वो जरूर पढ़ रहे थे। और वो उस वक्त मैं क्या बहुत मुश्किल था उस वक्त, उनकी जर्नी भी बड़ी मुश्किल थी। लेकिन शुक्र है जब रात तक तो इन्होंने जब इनको सेडेट वगैरह कर दिया तो बेहतर था। और सुबह तक, लेकिन दोपहर तक आज वो मैं बता सकती हूँ, दोपहर तक माशाल्लाह वो रिकवरी पे। और उनको हमने थोड़ा सा बता भी दिया कि उनका ज़रा लंबा रेस्ट है। और इस वक्त हमारा सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज ये हो गया क्योंकि माशाल्लाह वो रिकवरी पे है और उनका ख्याल था मेरे ख्याल में कि 1-2 दिन में।
Alright guys, so the Jolly Ranchers just started to heat up a little bit. So I started to shape them. So what they would do is just grab mainly the tip and just get that, squish it, try to make it as pointy as possible like that. Make sure the body's all together. The rest of it is going to be flat. It's going to have mostly a square body, the rest of it. The front they would focus on making sure it's a tip. Now when you have the shape, that's pretty much the shape. You'll have to leave that for about 10 minutes for it to cool off and it would harden. And after it hardens, we're going to take off the tin foil. Show you the result. Alright, now that it's hardened, we're going to check the final result.